students, welcome to my exhibit. But before we enter the room, I just want you to know my rules on my exhibit. First, listen when I am talking. Second, if you have clarification and questions, feel free to share it. And last, participate, enjoy, and learn. I know that we are all excited, so what are we waiting for? Let's go!
So before you proceed and to explore my exhibit, you are allowed to log in your names and your signature. Then at this part, I have here quotations that will enlighten your mind about how assessment and evaluations affect students and teachers in their learning and teaching mathematics.
For us teachers, as for students, effective evaluation comes from someone who sits beside us and help us grow. Every decision you make reflects your evaluation of who you are. Assessment is the means of modifying tomorrow's instruction. Students can hit any target that they know about stand still for them.
At this part, I have here unique instructional materials that will help students to bring their learning experience to reality.
The interview and interview sheet. Interview, it helps us more accurately assess students' performance, provides immediate face-to-face feedback, takes less time. Then interview sheet, powerful tool to improve the objectivity of your hiring decision and ensure getting all the information. Problem-solving checklist. First, understand the problem. Second, devise a plan. Third, carry out the plan. And last, review. The assessment tools, which are Socrative, Google Forms, Mentimeter, Poll Everywhere, and Back Channel Chat. The assessment and evaluation. Assessment, it provides constructive feedback and an ongoing process. Evaluation, a feedback from the instructor to the student about student learning. Skills and attitudes to be achieved in K-12 learning outcomes: critical thinking, problem solving, objectivity, accuracy, creativity, perseverance, and productivity. At this part, it is the representation of how you will grade your students. Like at this part, weights of the components for grades 1 to 10. Then next, weights of the components for senior high school students' academic track and technical, vocational, and livelihood, or arts and design track. The cognitive development. Create, evaluate, analyze, apply, understand, and remember. The acronym for GRASP and SMART, which means goal, role, audience, situation, product, and standards. And for SMART, specific, measurable, acceptable, realistic, and time-bound. All about authentic assessment. In project-based learning, students will gather information about the problem, decide how to approach finding solution, decide the type of activities. The benefits of GRASP model: develop authentic learning experience, clear presentation, clarify the roles, communicate the expectation, and guide the selection of learning experience. Traits developed through authentic assessment, math tools, thinking and reasoning, setting, mathematical tools, attitudes, and dispositions. Mathematics authentic assessment. The teacher grades students based on their performance in a real-world context. Okay, next, 6 ways to use authentic assessment math in the classroom. First, performance assessment. Second, short investigation. Third, open response questions. Fourth, portfolios. 5, self-assessment. And 6, multiple choice questions. Then, the meaning of performance standards, competencies, and learning competencies. Performance standard. It is a performance base of students, how they perform and the expectations for the instruction. Competencies: critical thinking, problem solving, managing information, creativity and innovation, communication and collaboration. Then, learning targets: constructing your own objective, having two components, mathematical idea and success criteria. Learning competencies: the main ideas or skills expect for students to master that they need to achieve. So I have here a drawing of a teacher and a student wherein how assessment and evaluation in teaching mathematics affect the student. So for student, a motivation to learn. It helps students to learn. It can be a measurement in knowing how well they are doing in class. Then for teacher, it helps students to gain insight on how students learn and plan for the adjustment and instructions. Learning outcomes, which means specific statements of what students will be able to do. Program learning outcomes assess students' cumulative learning across the course. Course learning outcomes, incremental knowledge that students develop bit by bit. Then, intended learning outcomes, explicit statements of what a learner is expected to achieve. Assessment is the engine which drives student learning. Increase student engagement with authentic assessment. Then I have here a tip for making a content standards, performance standards, and learning standards. First, master the content standards before the performance standards. Then next, students masters the content. Next, the learning target should be aligned in learning competency. Learning target is in the blooms of taxonomy or the objectives. Then students must achieve the given learning competency. And last, the learning competency must be the focus of your lesson. In learning competencies, it refers to the knowledge, understanding, skills, and attitudes that learners need to demonstrate in every lesson and learning activity. And for content standards, these identify and set the essential knowledge and understanding that should be learned. Then last, performance standards. These describe the abilities and skills that learners are expected to demonstrate in relation to the content standards and the integration of 21st century skills.
At this part, students are allowed to participate into a game wherein if they had the right answer, they are rewarded. I divided you into two groups, the boys and girls. So, girls, can you please try it? Then after, boys will proceed. Okay, are you still with me, students? Mr. Nico, please answer it. Differentiate assessment and evaluation. How can you categorize the performance standards, learning competencies, and learning targets? Okay, students, I know that you are curious of what this box covers. So let's play a game. I'll divided you into two groups. Then the group of Miss Cherry will try it first answered. I have here 1 questions, then for number 2,
Feedback from the instructor to the students. A type of classroom assessment that is not graded. A type of classroom assessment that is graded. Then, a broad and general that assess students' cumulative learning. A specific statement of what students will be able to do. Then, jumbled letter. Then, true or false. Learning competencies is the main idea or skills you expect to students. You can do it. Smile, take a rest for 3 minutes. Next, true or false also. Learning target is you need to construct your own objective. Then, it is a tool that states specific criteria. Then next, what comes to your mind when you hear the word checklist? How will you use checklist in mathematics learning? I'm so proud of you. You did well. Let's try it. Miss Kinay, please answered it. It evaluates student at the end of the unit. Affirmative. Wrong. Okay, let's try it again. It have low stakes and usually carry no grade. Right, Miss Guno, it's formative.
And if they have the right answer, they are rewarded by these stuffed toys.
That's all. I hope that you all learned something different from those instructional materials, those quotations, and those informations about assessment and evaluation in teaching mathematics. Thank you for giving your time and efforts to participate